Welcome to your Alloy Embedded demo account. By now you should have received a few different sets of credentials. One for Alloy Embedded, one for either Shopify or Salesforce, as well as a link to the Alloy demo site. Today I'll show you how we can make use of all of these different pieces together and see how data moves between applications and third parties, maybe like your own. The first thing we're going to do is get logged in to all the accounts we have here. It's a good idea to just get logged in so to make things easier as we go along. I'll go ahead and log into my Alloy Embedded account, and I'll also go ahead and log into the Shopify account using the credentials provided by Alloy. Once we're logged into both sites, I'll come back to Alloy. You should see two integrations here, or at least one. I have Shopify and Salesforce in mind, but before we dive into those, the first thing we'll need to do is go to our settings, API keys, and generate an API key for use. We have development and production API keys, but for this demonstration, we recommend that you use a development key. Go ahead and generate the key, and the next step is to go over to the demo site, where you should see a page like this. Enter your API key into the demo site, and once logged in, you should see the workflows associated with the integrations that are in your Alloy account. Next, we're going to install these workflows. If I hit View Workflows, we'll see a few options. Navigating back into Alloy from the Embedded tab and into the Shopify integration, we'll see that these are the same four workflows in the demo site, which are going to power the data movements between demo site and Shopify. Back in the demo site, I'll go ahead and install all of these workflows. It's important that you install all of the workflows for the demo site to function properly. Next, I'll go ahead and hit connect, and I'll enter the shop subdomain of the account provided by Alloy. When you hit connect, if you're already signed in to Shopify, it'll direct you to install the Alloy Automation app. Note that we have a feature called Secrets Manager, which allows you to swap the client ID and secret powering this integration, which would replace this with your logo and your application name. Choosing Install App will complete the connection and bring us back to the demo site. Choosing Finish Installation creates a copy of these workflows for the logged in user inside of Alloy. Back in Alloy, if we refresh the page, we'll see that we now have an installation for this user on the demo site. An installation is essentially a copy of each of these workflows. Next, on the demo site, you'll notice that we have two options, orders and products. Navigate to either of these tabs, choose Create, enter some data, or choose Autofill. Here you can see we're creating rustic metal chips, and when I hit Save, that will fire off an Alloy workflow. Over in Shopify, we can now click on the Products tab, and we can see just a moment later that our rustic towels were created here. Next in Alloy, if we want to see the data that actually moved through the integration, we can click on to the product created to Shopify workflow. Once we select into this, we can actually see the actual data that went into it. Apologies, it seems like in this case it was rustic metal chips, so there's the actual item. If you'd like, you can also choose to do the same with the orders workflow. Choosing Create Order will launch another workflow in Alloy. Back in Shopify, navigating to the Orders tab, we can see that we had a new order that was placed. In Alloy, again, navigating into the order created to Shopify workflow, into the logs, we are able to see how this data moved. If we want to see data flowing the other direction from Shopify to the demo site, we can also do that too. And so the way we do that is to edit any of these products. I'll go ahead and enter this one, and change its name to Fresh Fantastic Cotton. When I hit save, moments later, that'll fire off a workflow in Alloy going the other direction. In Alloy, we have a workflow Shopify product updated to your app. Inside of this workflow, in the workflow logs, in just a moment, we'll see this appear. It's been about a minute, and I now have this other workflow, which shows that the product was updated and sends it to our server for processing. Alloy has many other options for processing data, including other utility blocks, advanced logic operators, and other ways to help facilitate the data movement. This is meant to just give you an overview of how you can use Alloy to build some integrations and see something in action. Hopefully this gives you a brief overview. Please reach out to us with any questions.